Hello everyone, this is Home again bringing you another PPL video. This time it's a little different. It's one of the ideas that I talked about that I had. This is an old school gym leader battle. So basically what this is I bring back a gym leader who has been a gym leader either a year ago, 2 years ago, whatever, and they bring back their old teams. They can either update them, they can bring them up exactly, maybe switch Pokemon, switch some moves, or how they're built, or whatever. Today we have a leader from PAX East 2013. This is Volaro the Elusive Rose.
Hi.
So Volaro, tell us a little bit about the team that you brought in 2013.
Alright, the theme I had going on for East 2013 was it was all kind of like ninja Pokemon, with the I guess you could say the exception of Roselia at the end there. I kind of came up with it just when I was brainstorming for a leader theme. I kind of I just saw Substitute in action when I was fooling around with Roselia. He was a Sub-Seeder originally, and I kind of figured, oh, that must be it's a pretty cool ninja thing to have. So I figured I'd have a team based around Substitute with a kind of shared weakness of like fire going on, just to make sure that there was, some kind of like exploit that people could take advantage of.
As if you can get a substitute up, you do have a lot of opportunity to do a lot of things that could hurt your opponent. Now you were a veteran tier, I believe.
Actually, this year I believe I think I was intermediate.
Okay. Well, either way, I battled you as a challenger. I had no idea what I was doing, so you destroyed me. So I was looking forward to this battle to try and get a little revenge.
Yeah, that was it feels like such a long time ago.
Yeah. Alright, so let's get this battle started.
I remember making this team back when I think this was one of the first teams I ever EV trained, actually. So this was back when I kind of didn't have a whole lot of idea what I was doing either.
Yeah, it can be a little bit tough to get into it at first, but once you understand it, it gets a lot easier.
Yeah.
So there we go, we both set up our hazards. I got the sticky web, you got the toxic spikes.
Yeah, Toxic Spike's a little new for Roselia. Actually, I fooled around a lot with changing the movesets up with since Black and White. Because this team it's getting up there. It's a generation old now.
So you got the second layer up, which is going to Toxic instead of Poison my Pokemon when they switch in. Which Toxic is a lot worse than the Poison. So I tried to go for a Paralyze to slow you down and Electro Ball to do extra damage. But unfortunately you switched out. Oh, I had a little bit of a hiccup there. Sorry about that. But you took quite a bit of damage with that Scizor.
Yeah, I was not expecting to get hit that hard by the oh jeez, the Electrum Spider.
The Galvantula.
Yes. Oh god. Embarrassing.
Hey. So you switch back to your Roselia, paralyzed, and I went for the Bug Buzz. It was neutral damage, I believe. Didn't do a whole lot. Tried Electro Ball. Did about the same. So here I'm going to take out your Roselia. It's kind of your signature Pokemon, I believe.
That was my mascot there. I was really hoping he'd survive that and get another Sludge Bomb off, but not close enough.
Yeah. So that Sucker Punch's gonna get the crit. I'm not entirely sure if that mattered.
I don't know. I don't know how physically bulky Galvantula is.
Yeah, I don't think it's very good physically, and it doesn't have any defense investment at all. So there's that substitute that you were talking about. I know my Tentacruel is not going to be very good breaking the substitute, so I need to switch out.
Ah,
Yeah, luckily the Sucker Punch doesn't work on switches, and then I go and do it again and I get a Reflect Up. Which that's gonna help me a lot.
yeah, that reflect. I know that caused a bit of turmoil for my team. A lot of my guys are pretty physical attackers.
So there, you decided to go for the Poison Jab instead. And I would manage to break your substitute. Psychic is going to be, I believe, 4 times effective, so that's going to be a one-shot problem.
Yeah, one problem with Toxicroak is just that massive psychic weakness.
4 times weakness on anything is pretty hard to deal with.
Yeah.
So that Sticky Web's going to help a lot with the Selgor, because the Selgor is like really fast.
Super fast, but with dual screens up, he's not going to be able to do a whole heck of a lot.
Yeah, it allowed me to get that light screen up before you were able to attack.
Yeah, I'm surprised Selgor lived that so well, though. Even with a crit, he's not very bulky at all.
That U-turn is going to be plenty to take out the Espeon, though.
Thank goodness.
I always like when someone knocks out one of my Pokemon with a U-turn or Volt Switch, because that gives me the advantage in sending in a Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
So, obviously, I see your Scizor, I'll get to send in my Arcanine. Which is, I've said before, Arcanine's like the perfect counter for a Scizor.
Yeah, I know, that thing has given me so much trouble. It's just, it's too bulky.
You get rid of my leftovers, though. It's gonna hurt my staying power a little bit.
Good. I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
I'm gonna start doing a little bit of chip damage with that Snarl, and it's revealed that is your Zoroark.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Normally I have Zoroark disguised as Toxicroak, but I figured that wouldn't really work as well, knowing that you've already seen the team before, so that kind of surprise isn't going to catch you off guard.
I think while I was battling, I kind of had the feeling that the Scizor might be the Zoroark, but I was fine with my Arcanine going in either way. I know here, watching the replay, I forgot that it was a Zoroark, so it got me by surprise there.
Yeah, at this point, Zoroark wasn't really going to be able to do much, so I figured I might as well just get as much damage with her as possible.
So I kind of predicted the Sucker Punch, so I used the turn to get back to full health.
Yeah, that I was not expecting. I completely forgot that Arcanine could even learn Morning Sun.
It's an egg move with Espeon, I believe.
Yeah, this is the point where I start realizing just how bulky this Arcanine is.
So I'm not entirely sure what to expect from Kecleon. It's not something that you see that often. So I mean, go for the burn anyway. I mean, that's a solid choice. If it turns out you are a physical attacker, then it would help me with that.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate bit. If I could have just managed to avoid that burn, I would have been in so much of a better spot here with the sub up.
Yeah. So, kind of fortunately for me, the Snarl goes through the sub, so Snarl and burn I can start to wear you down.
Yeah.
Now, you saw there that Kecleon used the ability, was it Color Change?
Yep.
It doesn't have Protean, and you said that was because this team was made before Protean was a thing.
That's right. Back in Gen 5, it was actually pretty interesting. Back in Gen 5, Color Change wouldn't activate if the substitute was up. So generally what would happen is someone would land an attack on Kecleon before he put the sub up, and then he'd have the sub up to make sure that he stayed whatever type it was, which made things a bit more rough for people to work around, because then they couldn't just kind of force it, like his type to change. But this is this with the sub up actually makes it a little bit more interesting, I think. It's it really does kind of cripple one move attackers like like the Arcanine.
Hmm. Yeah, getting that burn was kind of crucial for my Arcanine.
Oh, absolutely. That substitute lasts a very long time in this match.
Hmm. Yeah, especially because you switched to Dark type from the Snarl, so my knockoff is doing less than it normally would, and normally it doesn't do a whole lot from this Tentacruel.
Oh yeah, and even with sub up, I guess I don't lose my item either.
Hmm. So you were kind of excited about getting that off.
Oh yeah, like, the amount of trouble I had to go through just to get a focus punching Kecleon in Gen 5 is ridiculous. I had to make an entirely new save file in Gen 3 and then transfer it all the way up, and it was quite mad. It was pretty mad. At this point, I pretty much knew that the Kecleon wasn't going to be able to do a whole lot of damage, but I didn't want to lose the sub yet, so I figured I might as well just stay, and I wanted to see the focus punch get off.
Yeah, it's not something that you see that often.
Yeah, I wish it came into play more often, is the only thing.
So it took a little bit of time, but the Kecleon finally went down.
This part, I'm kind of aware things are just not going my way.
Yeah. So the knockoff does enough to get rid of the Acelgor. It gets back up to full health as well.
Back into Scizor. I think he was my last hope at this point.
Hmm. We know this time that it's the actual Scizor. So this was one change that you made to your team from the original, was adding the Mega.
Yeah, I figured I might as well stick the Mega Stone on there. He was a bit on the defensive side to begin with, so Mega Caesar just complements that. I didn't actually change a whole lot around with him from Gen 5 to Gen 6. The biggest change was just adding knockoff.
Yeah, knockoff is a very good move in general.
Yeah, anything that can just cripple the opponent's item it's very helpful. Anything that can give you an edge with this team you have to take it.
So your Scizor is getting pretty scary now. You were at +2, so I sent in my Arcanine to get you down 1, but you went for another Swords Dance. So you're at +3, but I did get the burn off.
Yeah.
Which, between the Intimidate and the burn, pretty much countered all of those Swords Dances.
Yeah, that's one of the really unfortunate things with Scizor is just how vulnerable he is to burns. Even then, I've dealt some serious damage with him, even with the burn up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he definitely still has potential for good damage.
Yeah, I think one of the big key factors was just not having a fire move to play against. Just how vulnerable this team is to fire.
Mm-hmm. I think your only like water move was Aqua Tail on the Kecleon.
Pretty much. The only other thing I could think of that would sort of work against a fire type is that the Excelgor had Rain Dance. And that's not a whole lot, really. There's a few abilities on my team that complemented with Rain Dance. Toxicroak had Dry Skin, I believe it was, and Excelgor had Hydration, but the status problem for Excelgor wasn't really going to do much. I guess unless it was Paralysis. That'd be pretty bad.
Yeah, it would slow it down a lot. So my Arcanine goes down. I believe this is your last Pokemon.
Oh yeah, I think so.
So I'm just gonna set in my Dragonite, hit you with the Fire move.
Yeah, there's the Fire move.
Yeah, that's gonna be plenty to take out Scizor.
It was good playing with this team again. It was not quite as not quite as I had hoped, but you definitely got your revenge on me there.
Oh yeah, it kind of felt good to get that revenge. Yeah, because you beat me pretty handily back in 2013, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it's getting back to this. All the Pokemon League stuff has been pretty exciting for me.
Hmm. Well, thank you very much for joining me.
Not a problem.
I had, the battle was it was a good battle. I enjoyed it, and it's nice to see an old team again.
Yeah. Well, who knows? Maybe you'll get a look at another team relatively soon.
Yeah, unfortunately you weren't able to be there at PAX this year, but hopefully next year we'll see you again.
Yes, that is hopefully the plan. We'll see how it goes, though.
Alright, well, thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed seeing an old team as much as I did. Uh, as usual, the links will be down in the description below. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, our Twitch channel, our website, our forums, and all that stuff. If you have any criticism, constructive criticism, feel free to put it down in the comments. Love to hear some of your opinions and find ways to improve. We're just starting, and hopefully we're going to keep this rolling and get better and better every time. I'm hoping to have some more old school leader videos in the future, and also bring you all sorts of different types of battles. So thank you again, Volaro, for joining us.
Not a problem. I hope to be on here again soon.
Alright, and I'll see you all later.
Bye.